This is a small class. It's, I believe, our smallest one to date. But you really, as you go through the process and the evaluation, you want to make sure, because you've got to be right. And I think that's part of it. I think what our coaches have done and what we've done, when you look at needs and either needs for next year or needs 2 years from now, I think that the numbers that we used and how we came up with it really fits what we wanted to do.
Brady, when you're recruiting a player like Jabril Peppers, who's so high profile, what are the challenges of the ups and downs? Obviously, it was very he talked about taking other visits. What was your reaction to that at the time and everything?
Well, here's the one thing I don't like, and I think this has got way out of whack because it isn't about the kids. It doesn't seem like anymore. It's more about different services and the internet and all the stuff that puts a lot more pressure on kids. I think it's harder for them as they continue to grow and go through the process. But every guy and every situation is different, and the difference can be, yes, people are still going to try and contact. High school coaches play a role in that because some of them won't let that happen.
Talking about Peppers, he's a guy known for versatility. I think Coach Manning mentioned his versatility earlier today. What allows him to be as versatile as he is? What allows him to be so versatile?
I think number one, his attitude. I think mentally. I think obviously he's been gifted athletically, and his competitive nature is another part of it.
On the other end of the attention scale from a guy like Peppers are people like Juwan Bushell-Beatty and Ian Bunting. Can you tell me what you saw in those two guys in particular that made you feel like they would be a good fit?
Well, number one, with Juwan, he was a big old road grader and as a right tackle, and really we're impressed with how he moved his feet. He was a basketball player to start with, and that's what he really was. And then he started playing football really his junior year as much as anything. A little bit in his sophomore year, got in the weight room. His father is 6'9". I mean, his dad's a huge man, and so with him, all his best football will be in front of him. I really believe that. With who was the other? With Ian, Ian. With Ian, we were going to take the tight end position, and we had 3 or 4 of them that we had recruited, offered, looked at, and it just so happened that 3 of them were in the Midwest, 3 of them in the state of Illinois, and it happened fast when it happened, when he said he was coming. But from an athletic standpoint, he's got range, he's got length. I know being in his home 2 weeks ago, he's lost a little weight because of basketball, but he's got a big frame to put on a lot of good weight.
You mentioned getting Peppers in here and letting him play corner to start, or just letting him get on campus and play corner. Is there a difference in the learning curve between defensive skill position, offensive skill position for a younger guy like that? Is one easier to pick up than the other?
I would think they're about the same. Now if you're going to play all lockdown man coverage for a corner, you count and find number one and you get on him. I mean, that's playing pretty easy. But, offensively, it can be line him up at X and let him run fades or let him run go routes. That's easy. But it's everything else that comes with it. Again, I think he has football instinct, and so I think he'll catch on to things pretty easy.
Can you talk about your linebacker class and what those guys bring?
Well, I think Michael's here, so he's in school right now. Noah is a guy who we've played with and had a little bit shorter guys in the mix in there a little bit, and 6'1", 6 foot, somewhere in there. But I think the length that Michael has, I think the length that Noah has, and the athleticism that Jared has. He was a safety, and as the evolution of man got a little bit more, he went down in the box more. But I like all three of the guys. I like their attitudes. I like how they attack the game. Noah played with a cast on his hand all year, and took it off with a hedge trimmer, by himself. He thought he would do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but he just wanted to play.
Chase?
Oh, and Chase, yeah. Chase is a guy who's really athletic. It will be interesting to watch him play, and it will, all of them, to be honest with you. But it will be interesting to watch him play. Very good athlete, got good length. Will remind you physically a little bit of Jake, that type of body type. And I said physically. I didn't say anything else.